Understanding the real facts about gambling requires delving into its less obvious aspects, which are often overshadowed by its glamorized portrayal. Here are the hidden and less obvious critical truths about gambling that usually are not publicized much and less talked about. Despite the fact that generally there is a growing trend in massive gambling losses and ever-increasing economic and social crisis. First, the house always wins with mathematical advantage. Casinos and gambling institutions design their games with a built-in house edge, ensuring that over time, the house will always make a profit. While players can win in the short term, the odds are against them in the long run. For instance, in games like roulette, the house edge is typically around 2.7% for European roulette and 5.26% for American roulette. Slot machines can have house edges ranging from 2% to 15%. Second, it's the addictive nature of casino games, including sports betting and margin, day trading, and the role of behavioral psychology that shape up during the speculative sessions. Gambling, including speculative betting of all kinds, can be highly addictive due to the intermittent reinforcement schedule, where rewards are unpredictable and sporadic, keeping players engaged and hoping for a win. Gambling activates the brain's reward system, releasing dopamine and creating a euphoric feeling similar to that experienced with drug use. Hence, major impact on the brain's chemistry with powerful forces that could literally lead to desensitization of your sensory system with your brain nervous system, and inability to make a rational decision with a complete paralysis of the brain due to the dopamine rush. 3. Financial ruin as a definite end result due to the losing cycle built-in statistical design. Many gamblers end up in severe debt, borrowing money to continue gambling, often leading to financial ruin. Besides the immediate losses, gambling can lead to loss of savings, assets, and in some cases, bankruptcy. 4. Social and psychological impact. Compulsive gambling can strain relationships with family and friends, which is not a high priority on the gambler's list due to selfish behavior gamblers develop while gambling, leading to social isolation, marital problems, and broken homes. Gambling addiction is often accompanied by mental health issues such as anxiety, depression, and in severe cases, suicidal thoughts or actions. 5. Glamorization and misrepresentation. Movies, advertisements, and media often glamorize gambling, showing the excitement of winning big while downplaying the risks and the more common losses. Gambling establishments use promotions, bonuses, and comps to entice players, creating an illusion of winning while subtly encouraging more spending. 6. Targeting vulnerable populations in marketing. Gambling companies often target vulnerable populations, including young people and those with lower socioeconomic status, through aggressive marketing and easy access. The rise of online gambling and mobile apps has made gambling more accessible, increasing the potential for addiction. 7. Regulatory and ethical issues. In some regions, gambling is poorly regulated, leading to unethical practices and exploitation of players. In regions where gambling is poorly regulated, a range of unethical practices and exploitative behaviors can emerge, often to the detriment of players. This lack of regulation can lead to various issues, including financial exploitation, unfair gaming practices, inadequate protection for problem gamblers, and broader social harms. Here's an in-depth look at these issues. Unfair gaming practices. Without strict regulations, some operators might manipulate and rig the odds or outcomes of games to increase their profits unfairly. This can be particularly prevalent in online casinos where software can be easily altered. Moreover, players may be misled about the actual odds of winning. Some gambling establishments might advertise misleadingly high chances of winning or fail to disclose the true house edge. Financial exploitation. Some gambling venues may offer lines of credit or loans to players, often with exorbitant interest rates, trapping them in cycles of debt. Poorly regulated casinos might impose hidden fees on transactions or winnings, which can significantly reduce a player's net gains. Inadequate consumer protection. In regions with poor regulation, There may be insufficient resources for identifying and helping problem gamblers. This includes lack of access to counseling services, support groups, and self-exclusion programs. Furthermore, players' personal and financial data might not be adequately protected, increasing the risk of identity theft and financial fraud. Underage gambling. In the absence of strict regulatory oversight, gambling establishments may fail to enforce age restrictions adequately, allowing minors to gamble. Some operators may deliberately target younger audiences with their marketing campaigns, exploiting their susceptibility and lack of experience. Ethical and social concerns. Unregulated or poorly regulated operators might engage in aggressive and deceptive marketing practices, including false advertising, misleading promotions, and failure to disclose the risks associated with gambling. The broader community can suffer from increased rates of crime, family breakdown, and social welfare costs due to the prevalence of gambling-related problems. Lack of transparency. Poorly regulated casinos might operate without sufficient transparency regarding their ownership, financial practices, and business ethics. Players might have little recourse if they encounter problems or disputes with a gambling operator, as there may be no formal or impartial mechanisms to resolve such issues. Examples of poor regulation and its consequences. Many jurisdictions struggle to regulate online gambling effectively due to its borderless nature. With no exception, the offshore jurisdictions such as Curacao that has no regulatory oversight or legal framework to control the malpractices by online operators. This can lead to the proliferation of rogue operators who exploit players. In countries where gambling is newly legalized or where regulatory frameworks are still developing, there can be significant gaps in oversight. This often results in a period of high risk for unethical practices as the market adjusts. Regulatory bodies sometimes face conflicts of interest, especially when governments benefit financially from gambling taxes. 8. Illusion of control and skill. Many gamblers believe in the gambler's fallacy, thinking that past outcomes influence future ones, leading to irrational betting behavior. While some games involve skill, like professional trading and professional poker, many gamblers overestimate their abilities, underestimating the role of luck. 9. Economic impacts. While gambling can bring revenue and jobs to local economies, it can also lead to increased social costs, such as crime, addiction treatment, and financial support services. Gambling is often designed to redistribute wealth from many individuals to a few winners and the house, rather than generating new wealth. The wealth redistribution from those keen to gamble to take away money from them easily without any legal repercussion. 10. Coping mechanism. For many, gambling is a way to escape from reality, stress including financial and psychological distress, and it can be due to high debt or strained relationship or boredom, or even personal problems, which can lead to a cycle of addiction as they seek solace in gambling. 11. Problem gambling and recovery. Many gamblers do not recognize their problem until it's severe. Support systems like counseling, support groups like Gamblers Anonymous, and rehab programs are essential for recovery. Even after recovery, the risk of relapse is significant, requiring ongoing support and vigilance. 12. Cryptocurrencies and rise in online gambling. Online gambling became more popular among the younger generation due to adoption of cryptocurrencies and anonymous gambling with no KYC requirement, which makes online gambling easily accessible and with promises of quick wealth via crypto wallets and exchanges, and with the thrill of instant withdrawal, which online gambling design as similar to day trading that led to many younger population to fall into a trap. Gambling presents an alluring promise of quick wealth and excitement, but the untold truth reveals a much darker side. The systemic advantage of the house, the high potential for addiction, significant financial and social costs, and the ethical concerns surrounding its promotion and regulation paint a more complex and sobering picture. Understanding these aspects is crucial for anyone considering gambling, enabling them to make informed decisions and recognize the risks involved. This is the end of this video, and this has been your channel, Paradox Cycle GF. If you liked this video, please press on the subscribe button as well, like notification button to notify when we publish new videos. We are dedicated to bring the best we can offer to make you stay. Gamble free and create highly innovative videos towards prosperity and productivity. We will see you in our next video. Thank you for watching.